Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel Experience Knowledge and Share. In this video, we will cover how to install Magento, how we can create authentication key in Magento, how we can manage the authentication key like disable, delete if we have any kind of security concerns, and what are the best methods or installation methods are there in Magento which we can use and install Magento, how to download the Magento meta package or install Magento in our system, and then how we can clone Magento to GitHub repository for doing the contribution to the Magento, or if any kind of work, what any kind of testing need to do in local, and via command how we can install Magento once we downloaded the Magento package from Composer, and at last we will verify once the Magento install how the store front end admin will look. So before starting, my name is Kanayalal. I'm a Magento 2 front end developer, currently working as a tech lead in Echidna. I am having 10 plus year experience in web development. Uh, I completed my bachelor degree in computer science and engineering in 2011. The key skills I'm having is responsive web development, Magento 2 front end, PHP, MySQL, JavaScript, jQuery, CSS, less HTML5, and knock out the area where Magento requires templating, how we can do underscore JS and all the basic parts of those. Yeah, apart from that, I am a Magento 2, or you can say Adobe certified expert developer, as well as Adobe certified professional developer. Yeah. So before starting, please do subscribe our YouTube channel. So you will get future upcoming videos when we posting, and don't forget to click on bell icon so you will get the notification whenever we upload new video. Yeah. So let's start with the actual thing, like how the Magento, or what way we can install the Magento. So what the basic things required. Uh, so we have to have either Linux OS operating system, or the Windows system, or Mac system. And apart from that, we need a web server like Apache or the Nginx, then PHP language, and MySQL for the database, the Elasticsearch for the search engine. As part of Magento 2.4, the Elasticsearch is must. So we are considering we have a window machine our hand, and then we have to install XAMPP as a software to get the web server as well as the PHP MySQL along with that. Okay, and then we'll be in the upcoming video we will see the how we can download meta package and git repository, and how we can install, and how we can see the storefront. So let's go to the next. So as we know, I'll be discussed before, like we are considering window and Magento 2.4.3 version. So we have to install XAMPP. It'll be having inbuilt as Apache, MySQL, PHP. Okay, so when we install the XAMPP, consider PHP 7.4 version, and apart from that we need a git bash, is a command line tool. It's a more good than what window having command line tool, because we can execute the bash command as well as the unix or linux command. Okay, and then we have to download the elasticsearch from that, at least 7.9 is for 2.4.3 required. And then we need a composer, as we have to install Magento via composer, so we need a version 2.x of composer. And then other than we can, if we have Redis, Varnish, and MariaDB, of course that when you install XAMPP, the MariaDB it will come as part of that, and MySQL if we have. So please follow this version at least to match their expectation. So other than that, we will need a Magento Composer repository access. So that needed authentication key, because now Magento, when you install anything via computer, they will ask authentication key. So yeah, we'll be discuss this in for more an upcoming part of video. So it's like authentication and access is required at least. Okay, because the Adobe Commerce repository require authentication, so you must prepare the following things. As you already know, like when you install the Magento, this is a must step when you install via Composer. So what is Magento authentication key? You must have authentication key to access the Adobe Commerce Composer package on the repo.magento.com and to enable the installation and update command for your project. If we not have, then we have to create or we have to get from the respective Magento accounts. And the secondary, we need a GitHub personal access token. Uh, so Composer required a personal access token in the GitHub auth a property to authorize GitHub repository access. So many times we are working for the GitHub, so we need to pull or we need to clone the repository. That time this is must to authenticate ourselves to get that respective data from the Git in our local system. Okay, so when you create this token, it's must to select the option to the repo scope. Okay, at least the repo scope to be selected when you're creating this token. So I already have prepared a video for this how you can create a GitHub personal access token. I'll provide the link in comment. Please have a look if you want, if you do anything work on the GitHub. So it's irrespective of Magento, any GitHub project will be useful when you require in your system when you git pull push. Instead of password, it will be good to use personal access token. Yeah, creating a personal access token. So should create a personal access token to use in place of password. As we know, like I already explained, by instead of password we should use this one. And yeah, already as I told, I will provide the link so you can check that one, or even you can see the GitHub document also. They provided steps how you can create. So how to create Magento authentication key? So it's we have to log into the Magento Commerce Marketplace uh, account. And then if you not have any account, we have to create or we have to register ourselves in Magento. And then we have to once your account is created and once you log into the Magento marketplace, then the right top corner you will see the account name on and then click on my profile icon. There you will be see the one page. It will look like similar to that one. In the marketing tab you have to click on the access keys. Then you have to click when you click the access key, there is an option with there either create a new access key, or if you have any existing thing, you can see the list as a below. Okay, so usually that the name can be, you can keep your what you understand for your project perspective, you can keep the name when you're creating. So new public and private key are now associated with your account. Okay, then there's an option is there, you can copy and copy the respective public key and private key and save that information on when you're working for the particular project. Okay, and this is the important thing you can keep in note as use the public key as a username and the private key as a password when you're installing the Magento via Composer. It will be asking, so just follow that one. Username as public key, password as a private key. So suppose we install the Magento and somehow we got a concern or some we don't want to be disclosed. It's already disclosed the key to the others for the security reasons. You have some option. You can either disable it or you can even delete that respective key also. Or you can future you can come back and you can enable also. Okay. So yeah. So this way you will be have the first step ready. Either you install Jamp, you have Composer in your hand, and then your respective system is selected like Linux, Windows, or the Mac. The Elastic also installed. So you have ready. So now we to go to the next step, that like how to download the Magento. So the next step is which installation method is best. Yeah, Magento provide usually three options, but yeah, it's like have their own step to be like a composer, which is recommended and best. Then the GitHub, if you have any kind of contributor or if you have already GitHub repository, you can install and you can pull and push that. Okay. The third one is the archive at the download package. It's already ready made and it's come in zip or the tar file, so we can download and we can directly install, which is not recommended, it's a least recommended. And which we it's like a ready-made production release purpose if you want to do that. So the GitHub it will be just like contributor purpose when you do the contribution to the Magento. The composer means it will be good. We can get that all the library dependent management and the PHP standard compliance will get, and the repackaging and production ready there when you do this update in application. So is there the differences, and it's just give the information about what actually each thing having. Like composer, when you use the composer enable you to manage Magento component and their dependency, provide you with the following advantage, like it's enable you to reuse the third party libraries without bundling them with the source code. So you can use as a composer name of particular package, or you can directly module, you can get it and install it. uh, then the component based architecture with the robust dependency management. Then have a semantic versioning system support, and it's supporting the PHP framework interoperability standards, like the respective standards are there. PH1, PSR14, all are respective support will be providing. You can easily check and do that. The second thing, if you go with the Git, usually the Git for the Magento repo tool intended for anyone who contribute to the Magento open source code. So it will highly technical. If you have basic knowledge of Git and all, you have to be technical knowledge required. Then understand the composer and GitHub commands, and be able to upgrade the Magento system software and extend using those commands. We have to be understand that what all here again is you need a composer thing, but in your mind. But yeah, Git commands also we need to keep an hand on that. Usually when you're working for the any project, we will be recommending follow via Git, but this is where the initial step. So yeah, this is just for the contribution perspective. Yeah, this archive thing, so like you can directly download and you can run and you can use in your local system. You can download either in zip format or tar format. You can also choose to include sample data or not without your downloading. And there like a Magento site, you can choose the which version you want and the what kind of format you require, tar or zip or respective. And here this option is there, you can include that sample data or not, and then you click download, it will download your system. Okay, so this is the relatively simple installation method. Okay, but is a lacks many of the advantage of using composer. Okay, so it will be best to avoid this one, but you can still use it as per your need. Yeah, so going to the next step. Okay, so we're coming back to the, we'll be use the composer. So how to download composer meta package? So what we need to do is create a new composer package using the Magento open source or the Adobe Commerce meta packages. Adobe Meta Commerce is like you have to be have your cloud account and you have that ready in your system. That will be we'll discuss in further. So for Magento open source, you have when you're creating the first time, you have to use this command. As we know, Composer is ready in our system, so we have to go to respective directory of XAMPP. Then you have to type this command composer, create project, then hyphen repository URL, then HTTPS, then repo.magento.com, then space Magento slash project community edition. Or if you want to have enterprise edition, you have to give the enterprise and then directory. If you not have any directory specified, give the dot. It will install. If you already created directory, give the dot. If the command is executing in the respective directory, so it will be installed in the respective directory. Else it will be create a directory as a project community edition. If you not give anything, okay. So when you type this command and when you enter, it will be prompt you as it will ask you that authentication keys. As you if we already discussed, like username we have to enter a public key, and when the password is asked we have to enter the private key. So it will be you can see this. If you miss that place, you can go to Magento Commerce account and you can get that respective key for the respective project value. You can create n number of key in Magento account. So far we not have any problem, so we can create it. We can use each project specific keys. It'll be help and you can easily map. Okay. Then suppose you want to specify install a particular version of the Magento in your system, like minor releases which contain new features, quality fixes or the security fixes. You can use the command below, like as the entire path same as it is, and then after project the respect name equal to, you have to give that version number 2.4.0 for we are considering now. So this way you can install the 2.4.0 version. uh, uh, Suppose the today's market version is 2.4.3, but you want to install 2.4.0, you can use this command the same way the directory name method. And also, if you want to install any quality page version of the Magento, so primarily, so what this quality page content actually is like primarily contain the functionality and security fixes. So whenever we're getting the minor release of Magento, there will be top up. If Magento release some kind of security fixes, best to go with the latest quality fix version of Magento. They can also provide sometime containing new backward compatibility features, and you can easily download using the quality page. The same way, the entire path, and only that you after the project enterprise edition, there you have to give equal to 2.3.4. Uh, yeah, so it's like respective that you can get the respective quality. So you'll be get that respective number of um, respective module, so you can easily install that one. Okay. Then there is a security patches. Sometime sudden Magento releases, and after a few days you have get one new version of Magento coming in Mac because they have some security concerns. So they are just to be upgraded that their marketplace. So what needs to do is they are designing to make the upgrade process fast and easy, because it's like cached. If you just give the same version upgrade, you can't get that the changes data. So they just modifying the package with some like hyphen p1 p2 p3 like x format. So you can again download that one. Suppose that market you install your application with 2.4.3. Now you want to go with pack latest ones, and you can do a 2.4 2.4.3 hyphen p1. So or whichever the latest security releases they came, so you can get that one. So, and this is like just a extra note. If you first time you're downloading Magento Commerce Cloud package, so Magento already have a repository ready in GitHub. It's just for to get the cloud package in your system. So just git clone with this one and a particular directory where you want to start your project and do the composer install. It'll again ask authentication key and username and password. So please use that one, whatever you have, your organization provided for the respective project, and do the needful work and changes. And also, this is a GitHub, so you have to be just get the data and de-link it, and then you have to be sync your project when you first time installing. It's a more for developer perspective, so I hope they will understand what actually this actually. Just a bypassing and getting the code, just a download, and we have to add. So it's direct where you can get from the GitHub. Then suppose we have Magento, as we have to do the contribution to the Magento GitHub repository, or for our local experience want to get some kind of idea, we can use git clone for the Magento repository. It will give the latest version of Magento in our system, and we do again composer install, and again it will be ask same thing, it's authentication key we have to use. And this is one extra check, as it's a git clone we are doing, so it will be if you not have set up git, then you have to ask your personal token username and password of git, then composer thing will be asked. Okay, so that the composer.json file declare the list of packages. This is just one kind of feature thing we are describing here, uh, whereas the composer.lock file store a complete list of the packages, a full version of each package and its dependency used to build and install of the Magento application. So it means like composer just give the declaration of the packages which all you needed, and composer.lock file give the fully detailed information if you want to see for the one that install the application in our system. Yeah, so in that this way we completing other two steps of the installation flow. As our supposing our system is ready with now either meta package or the git repository, we have a project in ready in our system. So this is not enough. Now we go to the third step. So in that case, we have to install Magento via command line. So once the project is installed, Magento is installed in our system, we need to generate the respective environmental file. We have to link the database with the Magento URL. So we'll be defining here. So you must use the command line to the install Magento 2. This example assume that the Magento installation directory is a name as Magento 2. Okay, I'm just giving the name of Magento as Magento 2 directory of when I install my software, my Magento in my local, and the DB host is the same machine. So I'm just considering by the same machine I'm installed at that. So localhost I kept as a name, and the DB name, DB user, and password I kept as Magento. Usually when we install the DB name, we have to give this some X name, username considered as a root, password was empty. So for now I'm considering all as Magento, Magento. Okay, so this is the command we have to use is bin slash Magento setup upgrade colon install. This is the command for the first time we have to do, and then this is the parameter hyphen base hyphen base hyphen URL. We have to give our site URL. Means once Magento install, this is the URL. When we hit, it will load the site. Then we have to give DB host, the local host, as the install in the same machine only. Then we DB name, database what we created in our system. So that's Magento. The username defined Magento. For now, this example we kept as a Magento, but when the default install, it come as a root, and the password for the kept as a for now is Magento. But for when you install freshly in a system, there was no password defined, or whatever password defined we can use as part of DB when you create it. Then this is the admin purpose, like when you're creating in the same command, we're creating the admin user also. So it's like hyphen hyphen admin first name, what the first name to be like admin, the hyphen hyphen last name, the last name, the admin email ID, admin username, admin password. So the username and password is nothing. Once that application is installed, you can, when you access the admin panel interface, that time you need to access that admin panel. That time this username is required and the password. So you can use username as admin and admin 123 as a password to access that. Then you have to give the language, you have to give currency, you have to give the timestamp, and the user rate, right, equal to 1. Okay. So once you do this, when you execute this command, it will automatically generate that URL, admin URL. Of course, that will be security reason. It will automatically generate. We're not given as a specific, so it will automatically generate. So we can get and we can save for our future uses, and we can access admin panel. Okay. Here is German note is there. You must enter the command either on a single line, either the command should be in full one line, or as it is a precedent example with as a slash character at the end of each line. We have to add a slash if we want to divide the command into multiple lines. So we have to add at the end of the at the end of each line the slash. After slash, no space, nothing else required. So this way it will be merged together and it will be executed. Okay. So yeah, you can customize the admin URL also along with the command using hyphen hyphen backend front name, but if you not give, then it automatically generate. However, Magento recommend omitting this option as we not use, so we are omitted that one, allowing the installation command to automatically generate a random URI. So it's good for the security reason. It's like a harder to, so a random URI is harder for hacker or the malicious software to exploit. The URL will be displayed in your console when you install the application. Even though you can define your URL, or if you not define it, when you hit the command after successfully, you will get the respective URL also. You can easily get that. So hope this is just for the security concerns. Either use it or not use it. It's up to us. But recommendation is not to use. Yeah. So this way our Magento install. If there is no problem, Magento install. So yeah. So last step is so verifying once the application installed, and when you hit the respective URL like localhost slash Magento 2, the storefront will look like this with the home page, or if you have no sample data installed, that time it will come like this. So yeah, by default Luma is configured automatically, so Luma will come like without sample. Have sample data, then changes will come like a first screenshot. For the admin perspective, as we know, we when hit the installation command, we'll get that URL in that success message. So you copy the URL and when you enter the admin username and password, you will see the interface like this. So it will be like your installation is done successfully. Yeah, so this way you can confirm your all the steps successfully. And then you can start your work and you can see your application is ready. Yeah. So so many time you need many things like to execute this command, that command, like installation, either like installation one kind of command, then you have to flush the cache, you did the reindexing, you need to deploy the code and all. So you can see the list of command, like when you hit the command prompt bin slash Magento a list, then you get a list of all the command will display to you. So yeah, so few useful commands are there which we can use in daily when we are doing the development of the site, like clear cache, bin slash Magento, clear cache, cache flush, setup upgrade. When you do adding any new module, any kind of changes required, then we have to, if you want to show what mode we are working on, like deploy colon mode colon show to show the what mode actually we are working as a developer, production or default mode. Whenever install Magento first time, it will be set as default mode. So if you want to do some development, recommended to change to the developer mode, or when you move your application to that releasing and making the live, then it should be recommended as set to be production mode. Okay, and then you can have another command is deploy colon mode colon set with the respective mode, either developer mode or the production mode or the default mode. You can change it. So default mode is a combination of developer and production mode. As per our need we can use. And then this is not last but just for the reference kept as setup colon static content colon deploy. This command will be deploy the code whatever theme we having. For the developer mode we have to especially add the minus f, we have to forcefully execute the command, else it is not allowed. Yeah, for that, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed our session, and if you have any questions, any suggestions, please feel free to share as part of comment. So see you again in the next session. Till the time, enjoy and be stay safe. And please don't forget to subscribe our channel. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you.